2010 era where the WhatsApp era started. Correct. So in 2000 there was a mobile era, but not yet caught up to the information exchange kind of activity. Comes 2010 when the WhatsApp era started. That's where the things changed. Why do you call real estate beer? This is something what you touch and feel every day. Where you talk about the land of the Karadi, where you talk about the city centers, the new city which is putting on our culture. Everybody there is poised to make a building which is like a construction in poetry. Such good elevation. So the city obviously gets an upliftment when it also on the skyscrapers. Let's understand that where two people are doing business, if both of them are happy when they get off as a table, that's the business.
Welcome back to Front Row. Thank you so much for all the love that you guys have shown for our last episode. Uh, we have received almost, I think, 10 lakh views for our last episode. And of course, I think a lot of criticism as well. So, definitely, we'll make sure that we are taking that up and we'll implement that in coming episodes that we have at Front Row. Since a lot of episodes, we have been discussing are all around real estate, we thought why not have someone who is at forefront of it for last few years in Pune. So today we welcome our guest, Mr. Harish Shroff, director, director at Nyati Group, sales and marketing. Nyati Group, as we all know, is one of the most trusted names in the real estate industry of Pune. So he has been heading that for almost, I think, 25 years now. He just recently completed. Congrats on that, sir.
Thank you so much for such a lovely introduction. Yeah, it's truly humbling. Thank you so much.
Okay. And we are also very, I would say, eager to have you on our show. And thank you so much for making your time as well to, probably give us some insights on the real estate market of Pune.
Well, let me first begin with that. You guys are really doing a good job. And, it was a natural pull for me to come for this podcast. And see, I think the younger generation has very different influencing, parameters, correct? And in today's era, where the mobile phone or your iPad or your desktop has become a way of life, podcast is something where you can actually communicate a lot about what is your brand speaking about directly to the consumer. It could be directly related to a need or a want of a consumer or to a simple brand perception. Like, but let me tell you, you guys are doing it fantastic.
Thank you so much. I think since you spoke about it, right, and you have been in this industry for like 25 years now, how have you seen this changing, like Pune's real estate market over the years?
25 years, I guess, has been magical, firstly. And at the head of the Nyati Group is our CMD, Dr. Nyati, like, who is not only my mentor, guru, but he's the person who lays up the entire foundation of the Nyati. And through his vision, hard work, and visionary thinking, I would say, he has created Nyati Group into multiple verticals: real estate, healthcare, hospitality, contracting, wellness, and name it, lead the Raj. And I consider myself the most luckiest and fortunate to be a part of this wonderful job. So coming back, what happened in 25 years, real estate evolved, and it evolved to a era where it's more about a product. Earlier, what used to happen because real estate was just a transaction. that मैंने आपको पैसे दिए आपने मुझे फ्लाई दिया ये एक ट्रांजैक्शन होता था अभी इट्स नो नॉर्मल इट्स एन इमोशन and over the last number of years I have seen it evolve from not just a product, it has become a product, service, and experience. It's a blend of three things together. So no matter if you do the best real estate product, but if your service and experience is not good, you will not get a repeat sale. And vice versa. If your service and experience is only top, but a product is not good, in the long run, again, the brand is up. Right. So I think in these 25 years, one very big takeaway is that it's a balance of all which we carry.
I think it is becoming very similar to something like your Apple Watch or Apple phone.
You consume it every day. Real estate is something which you consume it every day. Right. So you might as well, as developers, we invest more time in designing, planning. because something which you consume every day you live by has to be the best.
Absolutely. And how has marketing changed, you think, in 25 years? Because I would say that this will be the time when probably even we were not even thinking of real estate in digital and all, where you have all traditional, your offline banners and all. And today we are sitting in an age where everything is like full digital. You have to be on digital, at any cost. So how has that changed?
I'll tell you, in the last 25 years, marketing has evolved every 5 years. Where I've seen at one time the screening of the hoardings and the newspaper ads were the front burners. Like, then came the radio era. Then came the digital era. What time must be this radio? 2010 post, where actually till 2000 to 2010, I know very clearly that the hoardings and the print media were the need of the hour. You place a front page newspaper, you were supposed to get like a zillion calls, and the sensitivity around the cost design was not at much, relevant that time. It was only the product. Comes 2010 era where the WhatsApp era started, correct? So in 2000 there was a mobile era, but not yet caught up to the information exchange kind of activity. Comes 2010 when the WhatsApp era started. That's where the things changed. And now, where information was easily available at your tip of your fingertips, it became evident that whatever I want to communicate to the consumer is not important anymore. What he wants to see and what he wants to hear becomes relevant suddenly. So hoardings and print go out. Like, then turns radio, and the digital marketing starts off with your Facebook marketing, then gets into your Instagrams, then gets into your Snapchats. You name it, today, the average consumer who's below an age of 40 has been through this. And it doesn't like me talking to it through a certain medium alone. Now it's a 360. But now, in these last 20, 25 years, I've seen a lead becoming sensitized to cost. So every developer today, the case in my real estate business, is very conscious on the lead per cost, about per lead. पहले ये सब नहीं होता. पहले कितने फोन आए, एक ऐड से कितने कॉल्स आए, कितने वॉक-इन्स हुए. नाउ एवरीथिंग इज एनालिटिक. आपने क्या एक्टिविटी की, किस मीडियम से की, उसका क्लिक टू कॉल एक्शन आपने कैसे रिपोर्ट किया, उसके फंड भी कितनी लीड्स आए, बैकवर्ड यूज की कॉस्ट वर्किंग होती है. और अगर वही साइट विजिट में कन्वर्ट होता है तो उसका साइट विजिट का एक एनालिटिक डेटा मिलता है, क्रॉस टू साइट कितने आए, एंड साइट विजिट टू बुकिंग इज another calculation. So ये सब evolution last 5 साल में. But digital here is so amazingly hitting the target is because most of the developers, including Nyati Group, we have revised our marketing budgets to a completely 60-65% digital rate. That's the kind of a paradigm shift in our image.
So now your digital budget is higher than your offline budget.
65%
Okay.
of the work it takes.
That's great. I think it is going to increase with coming connected TV experience and all of that. Because I was also, yesterday, just since I was researching about real estate and all, I immediately started getting all these real estate ads. So when I was watching this on TV, I immediately got a real estate ad in between that. So I was like, okay, this is the next thing that's coming.
They chase you down.
Correct.
The moment you search organically about real estate, and especially it comes in Pune and everything, where you will be chased, there is absolute no doubt. Absolutely.
I think you will have like big numbers to tell when it comes to probably how many houses you have delivered till date. We would like to understand that how many projects you have been part of, how many houses you have been part of.
In this wonderful journey, God has been very kind to us. We've delivered 72 communities across apartments, row houses, public lots. We have close to about 12,000 Nyati family members. 12,000 client gets. So if we look in terms of relationships, it's over 50,000 people. Right. So 12,000 units across this magical journey have been transacted. And yes, in terms of other value additions, we of course done the Corinthians. We have the booking resort. We have made out team number of schools. And now with the latest edition of my wellness sanctuary, Swastik, which has come in. So that is another feather in the cap. So that is off Karakwasta, Peacock Bay. near ND. Kurje is actually the area, but near ND is the relevant. It's like it's already ready. In fact, we've started. We don't go eat over show there, and it's one of the after-salt wellness sanctuaries in the country today. And I can be proud by sharing that it's a 40-acre gated commune, gives you wellness and spirituality at a motherland. So there, the teachings are given where life has to be led, how beautifully, how blissfully, how your mental state is more important than your physical state today. Very old and something which is amazing.
What has been your favorite project till date? Like, since you spoke this much about the projects in last 25 years, what has been the, I would say, like the project which is more connected to you?
Lately, and wait, see, it's like they all are our creations. I always choose anything in particular good that is better than the other ones that not be doing justice. But recently, we completed the Nyati Defense Airclay. That is very special to my heart recently because we that was the first commute we have done only for the armed forces under a privileged program called Swabhiman because the armed force officers are a very larger part of my defects clientele, and there are about 4,000 of them. So Mr. Nyati evolved a program called Swabhiman, which was only for the defense personnel. So we made communities only for the defense. This was the first attempt at Nyati County at Udri, and it was a runaway hit. So that is something we're very special with that. We started in July 2022. It was a elite community of 84 units, more largely sized. We completed in 30 months.
Okay, that's quick. Nice. And I'm sure you will be aware, right? Like Pune has been ranked on top for last couple of years as a leading real estate, cities in India. I think over and above Mumbai and Delhi and all cities as well. How do you see this happening?
See, Pune has become a national choice because of multiple reasons. It's not just the skyscape, the cityscape of the city is improving immensely. All the developers are becoming increasingly confident and conscious that how they predict should look. Right? So they know not the project, their landmarks in the making. So if you happen to travel on the western side, where with Jiwadi, Walker, Bale, that way, and if you come towards the eastern side, where you talk about the Lehnagar, Karadi, where you talk about the city centers, the new city which is putting on our Putja, everybody there is poised to make a building which is like a construction in poetry. Such good elevation. So the city obviously gets an upliftment when it also on the skyscrapers. Second, I think the governance is looking at Pune in a very, very close state where I think the infrastructure development in the city when it comes to international airport being expanded, metro corridors being already devolved and more coming in the offering, the ring roads coming out there, like the express highway connectivity, the riverbed road project coming up. So that is all adding a lot of value. See, any consumer of an international status, like it's like, let's take an example that we have a IT organization coming into the state, coming into Pune. He says, I'm going to put up a plant where I'll give employment to 30,000 people, right? Like a big jack. First thing what he will look, he will land it to the international air. And that speaks volume about the city. Right? How a city is perceived is the way you actually land first. And then the journey of the roads and everything. Because in the cities, infrastructurally geared up, they can actually take such, challenges. And having said that, Pune is vitally poised. It's growing, and the connectivity international cities like Singapore, Bangkok, Dubai. There's a lot of everyday investments coming in.
Is it getting like a location benefit also since we are
Absolutely.
nearby,
Absolutely.
Mumbai?
Now, sports in terms of better traffic management, like in terms of better quality, because if you look at the human diaspora, the average age is also quite on the younger side. Talent from across the country comes here to vote for the IT sectors. It's an educational hub. You're known to be the Oxford of the East. There's been a famous saying for that, where it's being no longer a retiring paradise, but an experiential living ready. So you talk about school and accommodation, talk about studios, talk about senior living. Pune is the piece. And let's not forget the armed forces. It's a tri-service base. So where the Army, Navy, and the Air Force together exist. Absolutely. Delhi, a city which has 5 golf courses.
Right.
Everyone has a
And very rare to find all these three forces, I think, together.
A
Makes
market.
sense. While these all infrastructural improvements are happening, there's also problem that comes with it, that a lot of things get stagnant. I would say you have traffic, you have construction going on in between somewhere. Do you think this will also halt the city's growth in some time, for
Uh,
some time?
See, every city has a problem. Every state will have challenges. No country in the world is where there are no issues. So I guess we are living with it. Yes, we do get upset sometimes where things don't go as per plan. But I don't think so. Complaining is a need. Infighting is a solution. I would rather look at a very concrete positivity to see what more the governments can do for this place. It is improving. Yes, there are challenges because city has grown exponent. If you talk about almost 200,000 people globally every year, मतलब 2 लाख लोग अगर मूव करते हैं तो 30 से 40 हज़ार घर बनते हैं और या तो रेंट पे जाएंगे अप्रोक्सीमेट infrastructure of water, electricity. So those things usually take time.
करेक्ट.
So
एंड आई थिंक
advice one takes.
ट्रांजिशन टाइम ऑल्सो ना, कि उतना ट्रांजिशन के लिए टाइम देना पड़ता है.
यहाँ पे डेवलपमेंट इज रनिंग बिफोर इंफ्रास्ट्रक्चर. दूसरे कंट्रीज में यूजुअली कभी क्या होता है कि I'm not perfect. I'm grateful for whatever the city has achieved so far. Smart city पे टाइग है. So the thing is, here the development is not, be followed up by the catch up of the infrastructure. दूसरे कंट्रीज में इंफ्रास्ट्रक्चर पहले हो जाता है, then the development starts. So, but with so many more projects coming up, I think matter of time.
Because we are growing also at that pace कि
In 5 to 10 years, the city will look much more cleaner, much more better, much more preserving. क्या या they're expanding it.
Since you mentioned rent, there's like a very, I would say, long debate going on. Would you rather rent a house or buy a house? So, how do you justify that? Like,
I mean, this discussion I've been having for years in memory. Yeah, everyone. And I have this answer usually. मैं ये 3 buckets में answer देता हूँ. Usually मेरे कच्चू my clients also sometimes ask for the same question कि बोले हरीश ये rent करना ज़्यादा बेट. Say okay, let's understand this. Rent करके ownership तो मिलती नहीं. पर और अगर आप rent दे भी गए, someone is making 4% out of it. करेक्ट. आप किसी को रेंट कमा के 4% उसके एनुअली पे दे रहे हैं. अगर आप 4% एक्स्ट्रा इन्वेस्ट करते हैं और मिनिमम प्रेफर करते हैं, यू कैन क्रिएट अ एसेट. एंड एसेट क्रिएशन with a support from the income tax benefits which the government has provided. Might as well create a what asset. Why do I pay there?
I think there are a lot of initiatives also, na, like which can help you with. Nowadays, it's easy to get loan and all things are easily available. Probably what it was 20-25 years back.
Online. And Matti, your KYCs are done on your phone camera. 48 hours in principle approval is available today with all the leading packs.
Correct. And it's I think the hassle that was present earlier because of digital now, so it's very easy कि एक click में you will get the loan, you can directly start with it.
And real estate, in my opinion, कभी भी सालों की history है. Tell me one day or 1 year where the real estate has come back. It may have stagnated a few years. It may have caught the growth about 4%, 5%, 6%.
Percentage vary होगा, but
एक साल बताइए जल्दी. इनफैक्ट कोविड में तो जो बाउंस बैक हुआ है, everybody is a witness to that history. COVID created more demand for real estate.
Correct. If you see, let's say for 10 years, like 2035, if consider, so what do you think can be a projected growth for something of 1 CR today in 2035?
At least a penny book. See, Una properties, in my opinion, will grow about 7% per annum safely. 7 to 8% is a absolutely no pay. It will be required. But the way development is, infrastructure is also catching up. And Pune slowly but steadily will come on the world in that. Then I take sky, double digit. Then I take 10-11% is also quite easy.
Got it. You have been delivering, I think, projects all across Pune, all locations. Which are few locations that you would like to highlight probably in coming time, or you see where growth can come faster than the other locations?
Whenever we choose a location, not a address. We make it into what it is. So, at Nyati Group, our endeavor is to always look at such locations within the city which are future investors. So, Pane, Pavtha, Tanori, like these are already extremely good promise in terms of value, in terms of cost, in terms of appreciation and connectivity with the other parts of the city. When I talk about paid stream luxury houses, so we are doing something in Sadashivpet, which is a runaway rate. We launched it during Operation Situ. So keeping a national interest first, we cancelled the launch because we obviously did wanted to countries always first. तो हमने वो पोस्टपोन किया बट पोस्टपोन करते करते फॉर अ below the line activity marketing also that site registered 60 bookings. So Sadashivpet, your Sakar Nagar, Lula Nagar, and Kalai Nagar. These are my inroads into luxury housing. Okay, we are talking about used sizes starting from 1600 carpet to about 3800 carpet. So that's a new vertical for the group as well.
Right. And for such properties where, like builder like you charges slightly higher, I would say, in terms of the property pricing, what all additional benefits do you think the user gets apart from just the property in terms of facilities or anything?
There is a benchmarking, which is a tailored house of the luxury housing. See, today, the most abused word in my business is luxury. So somebody who's selling a 40 lakh apartment is saying is a luxurious. Somebody who's selling a 4.5, 5 crore apartment also will spit says luxurious. Yeah. So the word in the true sense has to be understood by the consumer. So when I say I'm luxurious, my thing is about planning. My thing is about how the flat is well spaced out, what kind of an air ventilation comes. Because I believe in a good layout, ventilation and air is very, very important. Like, because those are the vibes that you made within an apartment. Where there is no point in giving you area, but then wasting them into corridors. I have to give you functional areas. And so that's my benchmarking opportunity. Then, of course, materials. What am I talking about? Am I putting a affordable luxury housing project in the same rate as the Dubai luxury? The answer is at least in Nyati Group, we endeavor to put upgraded specs in terms of our, luxury projects. So we're talking about Italian marble. We're talking about fully another Morio kitchen chimney more. We're giving you air conditioning solutions. We're giving you four ceilings. We're giving you home automation. We're giving you iodized, sliding doors and windows. It's the next level of it.
And that's the experience that you spoke of, that needs to be added on along with the
All
product.
my sales units, all my sample flyers, all my experience centers will really talk about that.
So, as top real estate companies, continue to invest in Pune, and I think Pune is becoming their favorite location now. What do you think? Why that limelight is coming on Pune now? Is it because Mumbai is over with the land, or what exactly is scenario there?
In my favorite words, sometimes I explain that God stopped making land. Land is limited. So after Bombay has grown vertically, horizontally, and Pune happens to be the next suburb, in my opinion. And that's where it's attracting all the top developers, not only from the state, not only from the city of the bike, but from the country. You talk about brands which have migrated from the north, DLF, D8, Prestige, Punwan Karas, they're all here in Pune. Right? So Pune is definitely backed with a lot of beef, has a lot of demand doing up, has a lot of infrastructure improvement which will push the rates further. Right? So no wonder these companies are all putting up pace. And let's not forget, the global brands are also there. Trump wants to give the lead to the project. Like, you have Mahindras, you have Tatas, you have Birlas, everybody. So that is where I think the city is attracting the entire developer diaspora from across the country.
And how do you think this investment is coming into the commercial part of the industry?
It's growing at a very great pace. And in fact, in the last year, it has been the highest consumption of commercial real estate in the city.
There's always a debate that few projects in Pune have been shifted here and there. So, do you think that real estate in terms of commercial is still growing, or is there some halt?
Obviously, I mean, COVID taught us a lot of learnings. And there was a possibility where business could still do from remote working. There was a possibility of a concept which all of us heard was work from home. And then came remote working, then came hybrid working. Now we are all back to conventional office working. So we all have now started to impact to office. That's where the demand for the last 2 years, which was printing, has now been released. So from now on for the next 3 years, personally, I believe it's a golden era of the commercial real estate. And now developers are announcing projects.
And you spoke of work from home. So since the time of COVID, is there any change in terms of like analytically any change in terms of buyers' decision making because of work from home and all of this?
Yes, it did. Is because when it came to the second wave of the COVID in 2021, so the industry kind of took 2 years to revive from the shock because the work from home concept didn't really bring any inefficiency in the system. Companies were getting their desired results, they were hitting their top lines. There was no drop in efficiency, and hence they thought that this is the future. But as time passed by, there were many issues which were battling from work from, right? Space issues, coexisting with so many other members in the apartment, yeah, the family. So that is obviously there. And the synergy which you create in office workspace matches nothing else. So slowly the migration came back to office, business picked up. So whatever was already constructed during that era of 2018, 19, 2021 was consumed. Now the demand has again picked up, but they are now good projects. So now again the developer diaspora has started hunting good commercial land and making into some landmark structures.
Was this like the one of the fastest growing first 6 months of financial year after a long time in Pune?
Yes, officially. In fact, all the IPCs, which the top SI international property consultants have released their reports, the quarter one of this financial year has been exceptionally great for office consumption, and it's here to stay.
All right. So I think we'll look it from a different perspective now, from a buyer's perspective, like when they are going to make a choice about their perfect home that they're looking for. And very interesting question that came up recently is that how do you think a buyer can negotiate with the builder?
Negotiation. Okay. Now let's understand what is. And I would, put it in terms of the let's. जो चीज मुझे अच्छी लगती एक्स प्राइस शायद आपको अच्छी नहीं लगे लाइक वाई प्राइस बट मैं आपका जो differences हैं between need and want that needs to be a something which I need. I'll go to CAD places, figure out my choices, look at my convenience, do a price comparison, look at the product comparison, look at the brand comparison, everything, and then I will zero it up. What I want is very different. Want this, I want this developer, I want this property, I want this house. I always feel that negotiation is an art. It's not the market need. There are many builders where I'm talking about global brands, which I just mentioned in my podcast now. They don't negotiate. It's a unit value. You take it, is take it to have uniformity. Negotiation again happens is from expectation. So in Nyati Group too, we do understand it's a very important portion when it comes to negotiation and that psychological advantage that they have making something from the transaction. Let's understand that where two people are doing business, if both of them are happy when they get off the table, that's the business. नेगोशिएशन आप करेंगे बट अगर आप अनरियलिस्टिक डिमांड्स रखेंगे डेवलपर के सामने बिकॉज कॉस्ट दिखता है लैंड का कॉस्ट दिखता है कंस्ट्रक्शन का कॉस्ट दिखता है एंड देन देर इज फाइनेंस कॉस्ट ऑल्सो सो मच ऑफ ओवरहेड्स आर डेवलपर हैज टू गो थ्रू I'm not saying that negotiation is not happening. Negotiation do happen, but it has to be
And what advice would you give to a 20-year-old who might be interested in real estate investment in his coming time?
to a 20 year.
Yeah.
I would say
Today's 20-year-old, so you can consider 30 years ahead.
two things. One, real estate, like any other asset class, is a must in your portfolio. Don't get just driven away by stocks to the commodities. Real estate is one real asset. Why do you call real estate real? This is something what you touch and feel every day. It can be passed for generations. It can create a passive income. You consume it every day. There's so many benefits. My future is not depending on somebody else's performance, like a company non-performing well, the stock values way down. These are not in your control. Real estate, because you use it every day, is largely beneficial to you. Second, to a 20-year-old, I will give only one advice. Sitting on the sidelines and looking at the things from a very larger perspective. The population of this country will ever grow.
Hmm. That's true.
Two things, even if God comes down, there is a doubt I have. Population and inflation. These two things go only get strong. And if you talk about these two things, you're talking about the consumption side. घर तो बत्ते घर बिकने नहीं. So why not invest in something which is going to be the future?
Demand and supply, you can say.
Demand,
कि
supply, and the country is lacking housing already. Today, a very few percentage of the country is owning their own houses. There's such a huge gap.
Correct. Makes sense. Uh, since we just spoke about, pricing and all of that, I think what also comes into picture is, let's say, when we say premium or luxury, you get more facilities and you get more, let's say, amenities and all, which are few things that you think have evolved over the years, and probably earlier it was just like a fancy thing to have, but now it has become complete mandatory amenity or facility.
It's one of the most interesting questions, I would love to address that one. Today, decision making is just not the the head of the family. Today, the even a 13-year-old child is a part of the decision making process. And today, husband, wife, children, family, extended family, they're all influencers and decision makers. So no longer the thing is gone कि मेरे ऑफिस में कितने पास में रहता है. No more. How convenient is my child's school? How many amenities has my child got to enjoy in the community? What sports is he going to play? What are the kind of age-centric amenities each developer has to offer in the project? Have become the deed of the hour. Today, a lady, you may be a homemaker, is very particular about the light, ventilation, about the kitchen. Right. So these are very, very important aspects. So those things have evolved.
Basically, decision making has changed.
Everybody, today we are talking about pet-friendly communities. Where we used to think 20 years back, like for pets, today every developer is making a pet park in the project itself. Yeah. So these are all influencing the buyer's decision.
Correct. I think now it will be mandatory to have in certain time,
Why do you
different.
think builders make opt-out in this so many amenities being offered, especially to a senior citizen when you think, okay, so you have a chit chat corner, you have a senior citizen park. Then to a 13-year-old child says, okay, you can play tennis, cricket, football, everything in this project. To a lady who says, okay, I have a multi-purpose hall, I can go and play, my fitness and everything out there. To a person who's running a remote copy option as a work from as a business center in the project itself. Right. So these are all
And
decisions.
how does the future look like? Like any futuristic amenity that you can tell?
AI controlled tools. That's architecture. It's already helping it. Like to the level. It's I would say AI is not being staying, but it's automated tools. Automated things are something which are controlled with your phone and your iPad. But we are talking about the next level where things will evolve to a level where you can change the settings of your house frequently. You're talking about robots be coming and cleaning your apartment. Where precision cooking will happen in the kitchen. You never know.
Yeah, that's great. I mean, if you see like that, it will be more of robot doing everything at your home, cleaning stuff and all of that.
Uh, driver has passed. Already
That's also here. Not in India, but at least it's here. Is it happening outside India, like these kind of amenities, AI driven and all?
Dubai? Yes. Absolutely. So, absolute.
India is now going to reach there.
The brain's working there. Right? So, I guess it's a manual right.
True. Uh, I think we spoke about all the real estate, parks, and amenities and all. What I would like to know more from you is which are few future projects which you are really interested in from Nyati Group.
Well, after finding initial success in the Nyati defense area, we are proposing a new project coming up, the second in the office, only for the armed forces. Man, something which is happening apart from all whatever projects we are doing so far is the senior living experiential project coming up soon from the House of Nyati in collaboration with CPC, Columbia Pacific of Paris. They're the largest indoor experiential living, senior living in the world. In individual is the over the IC. In fact, Pune will soon witnessed in about 6 weeks something which is curated, especially for the experiential senior living, where we've taken care of their wellness, health, stay, all facilities. And please, I would like to take this platform to clarify that it's not a bird. This is an active senior living project, which we call it towards positive aging. You can still work while you're staying here, but at the same time, you have like-minded people who have achieved from different walks of life stay together. You'll have immediate healthcare facilities. You have the entire podium. We've taken the car parking off, and we've actually given a lot of amenities, which include community vehicle. We have a network cook. We have drivers on call. We have a concierge service. We have cooks. We have top cafeteria, theaters, libraries. You name it, and it's all
Where is this?
in Mundri Vitsariki. It's an integral part of my Nyati County towards the southern place.
And you said 6 weeks to launch this. Very near. Great. I think it has been a great conversation with you. This is just one part. I would say there's a lot to talk about in terms of real estate because that's always the trending topic in everyone's feed. So we'll have more episodes in coming time where probably we will discuss more of technical things that happen behind the scenes into the construction side, into the product side of it, and that can probably offer much more interest for our audience.
It will be my pleasure. And thank you for having me for this podcast. I had a lovely time, shooting for this one. It's very up.
You want to advise and give any suggestion or advice to the audience?
Well, to the audience, I would say only one thing. The real estate has got the tag of real only by virtue of it being consumed and being felt every day. What stays with you is this investment for life. So please, to all the younger generation, make this real estate also as a part of.
Great. Thank you so much. Thank you everyone for watching our episode. See you in the next episode.